268%. That's the return on investment that you can see whenever you invest in the right garage door. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonathan Phillips, and returning, the GOAT of garage doors. Last time he was on, we kind of talked about door design. Now we're going to get deeper. The interior of doors, the insulation. Erick Parks, welcome back, brother. How you been, dog?
Dude, it's good to see you again,
It's good
bro.
to see you.
It's been way too long.
It has been too long.
15 minutes or so.
Well, we see each other every day. So
I missed you.
I missed you too.
All right.
Every single time. Your wife's been giving me some flack about the mustache.
Oh.
She roasts me, dude. She roasts. She's one of the most predominant roasters.
Oh, she's quick.
She's quick.
When I showed her the picture on social media, I mean, she literally laughed out loud, but then now it's grown on her like it's grown on you. Thicker, you know?
Yeah.
And she's just like, I like him with a mustache now. She loves it, dude.
I feel almost locked into it now.
Yeah.
Because it started as a joke. Because remember, I was talking about how it was a bet that I had on guessing the gender of my baby.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a girl because I grew up with sisters.
Yeah.
You know, my dad worked a lot, doing every single job under the sun. So I was like, I'm probably going to get a girl. That's just the way it goes. And then that test came up and I was like, okay, got to grow the stash. And it was a little awkward for a while. But now I thought I would shave it after he was born because that was the deal.
Yeah.
And my wife, she said, keep it.
She's
it's doing something for me. And I'm like, okay.
You're gonna get more flack if you shave it. And
then I did the mullet for 4th of July because mustache, American flag pants, mullet, what more could you do? And then once again, everyone's like, keep it.
You look like a minor league baseball player. 100%.
Yeah. I think when Dylan was on, his lady Ange said, I look like third string for the Savannah Bananas.
There you go. Oh, I like it.
And that one sticks
why
with
third
me
string?
too.
That was a shot. Come on.
It was a shot. Thank you, Ange, for that. I'm not going to forget that one.
You're actually the leadoff in my book.
Yeah. I'm not very athletic, though.
Yeah, you are.
I can't do it.
I've trained with you.
That is
many
true.
times.
We are
We've
big MMA fans.
Yeah.
I try to do the fights.
Well, we both competed for a while. I mean, we were training in my garage at 4:30 in the morning when Leslie stuck her head out, and she's like, "Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah,
you guys are rattling the whole house."
the whop of a bag, though.
Yeah.
Whenever you do land it nice and clean, I think I'm done trying to fight.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good at. I'm good in the gym, and I'm decent on mitts. But boy, do I get some stage fright and freeze up when those lights come on.
I don't know about that, but shoot, I might even be done with the bag. I was hitting the bag this weekend and pulled a hip flexor. I know, right? On my left, just doing calf kicks, just practicing that. And I stretched, but I'm 46, and I know what everybody out there is thinking. Wow, you look amazing for 46. Thank you. Appreciate that. Where were we?
No, I was just saying I think I'm done. I still, because I wasn't very good. And then...
Yeah, you were, bro.
No. Do you know how embarrassing it is to lose in front of your wife and family?
Well, that's why I invited a bunch of people. We competed a lot in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not a lot of people wanted to cross the border, especially since you could get kidnapped.
Not only that, but to lose in 30 seconds by getting dumped on your head and in a Gale's Harley-Davidson motorcycle parking lot in Missouri. And I was confident enough that I was like, all my friends and family and my coworkers, and I just got, boom, right on top of my head, and then I don't know where I'm at, and he just go to sleep, and then I have to get up, and then all my friends and family are like, you did great, buddy. And I'm sitting there for 3 days just looking out my window, I don't want to do this anymore.
Like Kermit the Frog with the rain.
Yeah.
Looking out, does you.
I like the art because of the discipline.
Well, I mean, dude, it happens to everybody. You know, I mean, or you could wake up in a hotel filled with cockroaches and Lord knows what, and your fight team's telling you, they're like, dude, you lost. Stop asking us that same thing. And then you wake up and you're eating tacos in some shady alley in Jalisco, Mexico, and they're like, again, bro, you lost, okay? Yeah. You got knocked out on your feet. We'll have to tell you 5 more times tomorrow morning. Yeah, that happened.
I thought I would take a break because I still get like the bug to compete.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm gonna make a transition. I'm just gonna do grappling and jiu-jitsu. It's always been a component of MMA, but I've never gone somewhere and belted up. I wrestled a little bit. I'm all right, but I'm not good. And then I go to these gyms because we have like Dustin, and he's an animal, nicest guy ever.
He's phenomenal.
And then I go to these gyms, and I'm telling you, his daughter. So I remember when she was this big. If it wasn't for the fact that she was 60 pounds and I could just stand up and just shrug her off, I don't know. I think she's like grown now.
Yeah.
These kids are insane.
She'll be whispering in your ear, snap, tap, or take a nap, buddy.
It's insane how good they're getting.
Well, as soon as you walk into a gym, your ego gets left behind. You and I know the discipline of that. And honestly, there's a lot of people don't get it because with like sports and everything else, it's a team effort, right? But when you step in a ring with somebody and you're actually competing, it is you versus that other person, and you are there to basically dismantle or take that other person's head off in a friendly way and hug afterwards.
Right.
But I don't think that I ever competed to where I was not scared to death until I got hit. Once I got hit, that was all out the window. But I mean, literally trembling with fear, walking to the ring. Nobody understands that unless they've actually done it. And there's very few people that have actually done it.
I had big dreams from it. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I'm going to be. And I definitely am not that guy. I'm not built for it. But I will.
You're humble, bro.
I will forever take the humbleness that it taught me.
Oh, absolutely.
There's something about, and honestly, I think the better parts we're losing. Because you really got to find confidence in yourself in different ways. Because when I was a kid, I'd watch Rambo and I would watch, Arnold and like all these guys in the movies. I didn't even comprehend when I was a kid that Bruce Lee was even choreographed. That's what fights look like.
Yeah.
And so I go out there and I'm just like,
and then somebody just
and then somebody just shoves you to the ground and you're like, that's not how that works at all. Okay. But that has carried over into my job, the way I talk to my wife. Like that type of discipline is what I think has gotten me so far in my garage door career. And I think that's why I align with you so much, is because you carry that discipline not only into everything that you do with clients and with students, but also your garage door knowledge, which is why I like to bring you on. Because I remember just sitting there some days whenever we're at a meeting or something, and you're going through all the new books with the garage doors and the new insulation and the warranties, and you're the only one in the room doing that. Do you think that MMA kind of brought that discipline to you in that aspect?
Absolutely. I mean, I still wake up at 3:45 every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Doesn't matter. If I'm tired, doesn't matter. I don't have a snooze button on my alarm. Right. I'm getting up and I'm going to the gym. And I still hit the heavy bag just to stay sharp. You never know what can happen. Of course, you never want to use anything in real life, you know what I mean? But if somebody threatens my family or something like that, I'll tell you what, I'm a bad man for about 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I'm like, here's my keys, here's my wallet. I apologize. Can you leave my family alone? But for 30 seconds, pack a lunch.
That's why I just focus on running. I can run really far and fast.
Well, what about your family? You got to start running with weights.
Yeah, I got to start doing the weighted vests.
Yeah, there you go.
But the reason I brought
sack
you
of flour now that you got a baby, so you're running around the block at 4:00 in the morning.
Made it about 100 yards today, doing pretty good.
Well, you know what? That might be all you need.
Might be all we need. But the real reason I brought you on today, and the most common reason, and the most questions that we get, and honestly, a lot of fake lies about it in our industry.
Yeah.
Door insulation.
Okay.
Door insulation. You can type it into ChatGPT. You can hear something on Google. You go to a door manufacturer. They say this. A door manufacturer that's not them, but very similar. They say this. This company says that.
Yeah.
So I think today I want to debunk and give the power to the clients to understand what the benefit and what insulation actually does. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
So, what's the biggest myth in your opinion about garage door insulation that's told to clients?
I think the biggest myth that's told to customers or clients is the higher insulation value is going to work better for them. Now, if they do have a splitter in the garage, which is, an air conditioner, then absolutely you want super high insulation value. But if you do not have that, the most 3 common doors insulation value is going to be a 6.5, which is 1 3/8 inch thick, steel on the front, steel on the back.
That's what I have.
Yeah. A 2-inch R value 9, okay? Or a lot of times it jumps all the way to 18 with a polyurethane foam injected door. Does the customer really need that foam injected door for $10,000 more when they're not going to have a splitter, they're not doing any work in the summertime, et cetera, et cetera? And that's where I become what we call a trusted advisor. Because I will tell customers, I'm like, you get that exact same look and that exact same door for a lot less money by dropping the insulation to an R value 9, which is what I have. And it works really well.
Last time you were on, you were talking about how you guys put the fridge in the garage.
Yeah.
I think it was like 115, and your wife was saying it got down to nearly 90.
91 degrees. And that's on a 9-inch door. Now, if I had an 9 R value door. If I had a 18 R value door with no splitter, we're probably going to go from 91 to 90.
Right.
In all honesty, So I think that's the biggest myth that a lot of sales guys, and here at A1, we don't want to be sales guys to the customers.
Right.
What our job is to educate and be a trusted advisor. And those are the way that we train technicians to be, is do what you would do for your mom. Are you going to tell your mom that and try to make a little more money off your mom? That's not right. And those are not the people that we want working for us.
Right. Not only is it like the myths, but in what situations do you think insulation's kind of the must-have? You were kind of alluded to the mini split, right? What are other situations to where insulation is the best option?
Well, that kind of comes down to the rigidness of the door, right?
Okay.
Some people are just like, no, I don't want insulation. I don't need insulation. But you look at their door, little Timmy's been bouncing the basketball up against it, and it's all dinged up and bent up,
right?
Dented, everything else. Well, if you had a steel back insulated door, even a 6.5 R value, 1 3/8 inch, what we call our introductory, we wouldn't even be there to replace it. You really got to hit that thing hard with a car to do something. And you were speaking to me about this earlier. There's a lot of communities to where the garage door is unattached, right? Or detached, if you will. And there's alleyways where there's one garage door here, one garage door here. And I've seen this a lot in Sun City here in Arizona, where the customer, complains, my door got hit somehow and it's all banged up and now it looks terrible and I need to replace it. And that's because, Mildred, who we all know shouldn't be driving, you know what I mean? And she's got 4 cats on the dashboard.
She's a sweet lady,
She
though.
is sweet. But really, 4 cats and you're knitting while you're backing out of your garage? Come on, Mildred. It's time to hang it up. But then she hits, we'll say Helen. She hits Helen's door, barely hits it. Boom, buckles the whole door in. Guess what? If she had that steel back door, wouldn't have done anything.
Right.
You really got to hit those things hard.
Yes.
To do something. So, making an investment like that, one time. Instead, I've gone to customers that have bought a non-insulated door, talked to them about that. No, we won't need it. And I swear to you, dude, this just happened. Customer bought a non-insulated door. 2 months later, their teenage driver, who I told them, don't let them park in the driveway. What'd they do?
Parked in the driveway.
Yes, they did. And that kid hit the door at probably 2 or 3 miles an hour. Damaged all 3 panels all the way up. The 4th one was the only one that was salvageable. Well, at that point, you need a new door.
Let me geek out because it's big on the technical stuff. So when people are considering, and what you're saying about the rigid and the structural integrity, the easiest visual thing that you can do as a homeowner if you don't know anything about garage doors, and what we mean by rigidness is if you have a pop can or a soda, depending on where you are in the country.
True.
If it's empty and a little kid can just squeeze it with their hand, right? This is what a pan door, considering. Now, what happens whenever you have a Coke can or a Pepsi or a Mountain Dew and it's full and not open and you try and squeeze it?
Exactly.
It's essentially the difference in between a pan door compared to a steel back door.
100%.
And then whenever you talk about, if it's still going to kind of damage a door no matter what if you hit it with a car, right?
If you do it pretty hard. I mean,
Yeah.
some of these doors you bump
Yeah.
all day long. And that's what most of the damage is caused from. A little bump.
It's because the panels are locked together.
Yeah.
So when you get that steel back door, if it's steel back and it damages that panel and it doesn't have a lot of flex, a lot of that damage is just isolated to that exact contact point. And it doesn't flex, so it doesn't transfer all that energy and bowing to the other panels. When you have a pan door, that little bump, it folds the whole thing and it hits the next panel and the next panel and the next panel. So do you want to keep accidentally hitting a door and having all that destruction and energy reduce the entire door? Or would you like to get a steel back door to where if it does get bumped, it's only isolated to there, and at the worst we have to do that one panel instead of the entire thing?
I love that you brought that up because it was on Friday. I went to a customer's house. Okay. They bought this house and they had the option on the insulation or non-insulation door. The house was only 4 years old, and they went with a 2-inch R-value 9 door. And the wife hit the door and hit it hard.
It happens every day.
You know, wasn't waiting till it came all the way up, was in a hurry, had little Timmy, you know, who's a terror.
Life,
I
that's
didn't
why it
tell her
happens
that,
all the
but,
time.
You know, and she was distracted and she backed out in the top of her SUV. I mean, it hit it hard. And so it did bow it because she was in a hurry and kept driving and just, boom, bent the whole thing.
Is everyone okay though? Like
Everyone was
Okay.
fine. But the thing is, that door was only 4 years old. We only had to replace the bottom panel
Exactly.
instead of the whole door. So it saved her thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And she was ecstatic about that because she thought she was going to have to replace the whole door. You know, my husband's so upset and blah, blah, blah. And I got on the phone with him. I go, just one panel. We're going to be completely fine. The door's going to be fine because you guys decided to invest initially in a good, rigid, strong, steel back insulated door. We only have to replace the one panel.
Right. You get a door that's, you know, this door's 70% of the higher grade one. Well, if you're buying that 70% twice instead of only getting that minor fix, just you get the better door. It's not just the benefit of, you know, a curb appeal and longevity. It's like it's there for you when accidents happen. And accidents happen every day. We run hundreds of calls.
Well, I've been doing this for, you know, over a decade and a half. And like I told you and I've told other customers, they feel so bad when they hit the door, right? And I tell them, I go, you are not the first and you are not the last. And I honestly can tell every customer or client that I can't remember the last time a week went by to where I did not run that exact call. Every year, year after year, month after month, week after week. They're not the first and they're not the last. And it happens all the time.
I've done it, and I work on garage doors.
It's the biggest moving part of your house that you pull a car through.
It's going to get hit.
Yeah.
Now, not only is it the rigidity of it, and I know that you know this because with the house and you got the insulated door, you work out in your garage, but also you keep the refrigerator at this. Yes. But does insulation really lower energy bills, in your opinion?
Absolutely. You know, we'll take my house, for example, and that's what I love telling customers and clients about when I educate them on this is using my own house as an example. Us facing west in Arizona, 115 and that sun setting on the west, and it's beating down on our door. Well, what's beyond our garage, our kitchen, and our living room? So if your door is non-insulated and you're not climate controlling your garage, that's leaking right into the rest of your house. It's making your air conditioner run a lot more. And, you know, I mean, you could put a door on it. I think that they say it probably saves you, is it $500 a year?
Last time I researched it, I got to get to like the 700s.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that completely makes sense, especially out here or in even places that are cold in the country, right? You can go back east and it's like an ice cube in your garage.
Yeah.
But if you have an insulated door, it's definitely going to make a difference, huge difference. And so if you are planning on staying in that house for a long time, it could be, we never push customers or clients, we just educate. That's our job, right? But it could be a money saver over a long time, especially if you stay in that house. Actually, it's not could be, it will be.
Right. And I guess also whenever it comes to energy savings, just get a technician out there. Because there's a lot of things that people don't consider when doing it. Is there a room above the garage?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Do
huge.
people have mini splits going in there, like you've alluded to? I've gone to some houses, especially in the Midwest, being originally from the Kansas City area, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. Some of those old houses, they have air duct work that they didn't even know, and vents actually going into the garage, because it was made in 1980, 1990, and it's been painted over, and landlords and this and that. And so you really got to look at it on the structure of the house. How many walls of the garage are to an interior wall to the house?
And the ceiling, like you said, with the 2-story, that's the biggest thing out here. Is whoever is above the garage and you have a non-insulated door, you just ask them, how much hotter is that room than the rest? And they tell you every time, oh my gosh, my kid sweats. Usually they don't care as much if it's the kid. But if it's them and the primary bedroom is above, they care. And then you tell them, it's going to make a huge difference in your bedroom, whoever's staying up there, once you put a steel back insulated door on. And it does. Huge, huge. I've had so many customers call me back and they're just like, thank you so much for that. Now I'm not miserable in the summertime and waking up in a puddle of sweat, all because of an investment on their garage door.
What about noise? Do you think insulation actually helps? I know the answer, but we need to hear it from the man, the myth himself.
100%. Absolutely. I get up every morning and go to the gym. I have a nice DC-powered belt drive motor, steel back insulated door. I can open and close my door 20 times at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not going to bother anybody. But when I first bought the house, had a chain drive up there, non-insulated door. Oh, my Lord. I think I opened it the first time to go to the gym. Driving down the street, my wife Leslie called me and she said, get back home and put the kid to sleep, because it sounded like a pterodactyl leaving our house. It was the garage door opening. And so I changed that out pretty quick, and it affects everybody else's life in our house, and they're so much happier.
Things that I think clients don't really consider. A good rule of thumb, and you taught me this, is a heavier door is a little bit quieter. Now, there's a limit to that, right? Whenever we have a door that's starting to get to 150 to that 300 pounds, I feel that's the sweet spot where it's weight to where it keeps it silent.
Yeah.
But then also they're like 600-pound doors. Well, now we're having a lot of wear and tear on hardware because those doors take more maintenance, so they can get kind of loud in that aspect. And the final one that they don't consider is whenever you have just a pan door, I mean, noise is energy. And when it hits a flexible metal, it almost amplifies sound from the street. So the biggest thing that I saw in any apartments or anything that I've gone to, especially in a city condition where there's fire trucks and ambulances and guys, real cool guys and gals that are on their motorcycles and everything. Finally, we put an insulated door on it, and now the street noise isn't hitting the garage and reverberating into the home, which completely blew my mind whenever I first found that, is that it's actually quieting not just its function of the door, but outside sounds to the home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And even to touch on that, you think when the garage door is put in, okay, the framing, all the lags, the tracks, they're all going into the structure, the beams, the struts, the house, right? And so when that thing's opening and closing, those vibrations are not just staying in the garage.
It's not just a sound, it's shaking the home.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, with my example, putting mine on, not going to wake up anybody.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
How do you feel different insulations, whether that's from a pan door, vinyl back, thickness of steel back, whether that's like a polystyrene or a polyurethane, like performance-wise in any aspects that you can think of? What do you see are the biggest differences as far as performance in all those doors?
You're going to get much more usage out of a steel back insulated door. Longevity is huge. But if somebody's just flipping the house or they just want to, add a little sheen or damage, you can still get a non-insulated door. And you're fine with that noise and you're fine with that heat. Hey, we're here to do our job and do it right and make you happy first and foremost. We will educate on the differences. But yeah, I mean, longevity, noise factor, insulation, durability. I mean, what else? If you're going to stay in that house more than 5 years, you're going to get your ROI on that steel back insulated door. And even if you sell it, you're going to get the ROI on it.
Right.
Yeah. But the performance factor, I mean, it is night and day. And every single one of our customers and clients that goes with a steel back insulated door over a non-insulated door or a vinyl back, which possibly might be your worst choice.
I just don't like the squeaking sound of styrofoam. It bothers me.
It doesn't matter who the manufacturer is. We cannot make it quiet, You can have the quietest motor, but that door is going to make noise.
There will be one comment out there from the undiscovered best garage door installer in the world that says that they can do it. And I want to meet you. I want to learn from you.
Well, that's probably when he installs it, but let's go back 3 years later and hear that thing.
So mostly we've gone over the myths, giving clients a better idea about benefits outside of energy or insulation and ROI and, you know, the performance of it. Is there any final things on what you would, kind of a homeowner that's a little unsure that they want to upgrade? Any final thoughts to give advice?
Well, first of all, I'm a married man with 4 daughters. I don't tell anybody what to do with their money. I can't even tell myself what to do with my own money.
Now I can't. I'm in that boat now.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. It's lonely bank account for you, buddy. You know.
No, my wife's so sweet.
Hey, ask permission. Oh, she's sweet now. Yeah. Call me in 3 years, John.
The Amazon bill's getting a little up there.
Oh, don't even look. I just do this.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had a customer get a steel back insulated door and then regret it. Let's make it plain and simple.
That's fair. That is fair. I can attest to that. I've had it. Never regretted the steel back. Some people didn't regret the pan door, but anytime there was a regret, it was the pan door. Every single time.
Absolutely. Or even more, a vinyl back door. Well, I want the insulation, but there's really not a huge cost difference from a introductory steel back insulated door to the vinyl back. And so if somebody wants the insulation, I will do everything in my power to help that customer get what they're going to be more happy with. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I think the clients are ready and educated on insulation. And if they're not, just give us a call. Give us a call and we'll have a technician come out. And if you're lucky, we'll send you Erick Parks.
I would love that.
Erick, thank you, brother, for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you.
My brother.
We'll do this again, all right?
Love you, buddy.
Love you, too.